Andur, Olvar, and the 2 guards watching from the shadows of the trees at the gates of Cantrock as it swarmed with guards.
Seems like your uncle really missed you.
Come on, this way.
Andur leads them to the west of Dirquino, out of the sight of the guards. There lies a fishing boat waiting for them. He threw some clothing that he had stored in it at them. They all got dressed and put on hoods over themselves. Andur and one of his guards rowed, while Olvar started fishing. Some guards spot them, but they didn't worry as they believed them were just fishermen.
Just where are we going?
There's an old passage into the mountains from an abandoned dock. Whenever I need to get in and out without the guards noticing, I go there.
Olvar chuckled as they rowed closer to the secret passage. Once there, they tied up their boats and took off their disguises, as they run up some old steep stairs before entering the mountain. Once there, they tie up the boats and take off their disguises as they run up some old steep stairs before entering the mountain. The tunnels are dark and filled with webs, as Andur seems to maneuver it blindly. The caverns go deep under them as they cross bridges without railing. Andur reaches the other side of the bridge as Olvar almost slips as he stood on an unstable part of the bridge. He freezes and quickly stabilizes himself.
That was too close.
Just as he spoke, the other 2 guards lost the ground beneath them and fell into the deep. Olvar runs to Andur, fearing the rest of the bridge would fall too.
I'm sorry, Olvar. I didn't notice it going over.
Olvar sits quietly, watching the broken bridge as he sighs, standing again.
Let's just go.
Andur gives him a hand and they start walking up to a door. Andur opens it and looks for guards. There's nobody there, so they move on through the hallways. Andur indicates Olvar to be quieter, and the right as they were about to go into the corner, a door opens, with Jarun and Loran.
I will be in my chambers for now. We shall resume our meeting tomorrow at dawn.
Jarun goes into his chambers not too far away. Andur and Olvar move carefully, hoping nobody else will come out. Once at the bridge leading to the King's Rock, they stop, looking at the guards.
Wait here. I'll bring her out.
This trip better be worth it.
I hope so.
Andur starts walking over the bridge, greeting the guards.
Welcome home, my lord.
Ah, good to be home.
He gets inside the castle where Olvar returns and looks down the hallway they came from. Andur gets into his chambers where Helda and Alastair were sitting. Alastair runs over, hugging his father, while Helda stands worried behind them.
So, how did it go?
He's here, waiting across the bridge.
You brought him here?
He wanted to see you again and I knew a way in.
Are you crazy? What if Jarun sees him?
He's already gone to his chamber and Olvar is hidden.
She takes Alastair's hand and sits him on the bed.
Okay, sit here for a while and we'll be back soon.
Alastair nods as Helda and Andur walk out of the room. They cross the bridge and nod as the guards as they walk past them again. But once they get across, they start looking for Olvar.
Where is he?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
They start running down the hallways looking for him, but they can't find him anywhere. Until they see the door to Jarun's chamber being opened. They walk slowly up to it, and once inside, they could see Olvar standing with a dagger to Jarun's throat.
I'm sorry, Andur, but trust me, Cantrock will be better off without him.
This is not what we agreed on, Olvar. It isn't right.
Say that to the children we have lost to starvation. Families broken, friendships broken because of this man.
Olvar, please. If our friendship ever meant anything to you, let him go.
He never cared about any of you. He's just some infectious rat.
Shut it, uncle.
Olvar pulls the dagger close to his throat.
You know, I've waited for this moment for so long. Hearing you choke on your own blood will give me so much pleasure.
You have gone through the worst in life, and I was there with you too. I know we split apart, but I never stopped caring. I beg you, let him go.
You're only proving my point, boy. Do this, and you're not only dooming yourself, but Andur too.
Olvar looks over towards Andur and Helda. He starts to push the blade against his skin, but Jarun quickly headbutts Olvar and tackles him to the ground. The dagger drops out of Jarun and Olvar start a fist fight on the ground. Jarun manages to grip his arm over his head while using the other arm to punch Olvar in the face over and over again. Andur and Helda quickly run over to pull Jarun away, each grabbing an arm. Olvar pulls himself up, shaking after the beating he was given, but quickly grabs Andor's blade from him and swings it around into Jarun. He slowly starts twisting it while staring into his eyes. Now with a huge gash in his side, Jarun chokes up blood, holding it while trying to keep his own guts from falling out.
Olvar, no!
You deserve much worse.
Olvar pulls the blade and drops it to the ground. He circles around them while they sit down with his dying body.
Don't fail the family.
He says to Andur before falling lifelessly into his arms. Olvar starts running out of the chambers.
You have to stop him.
Andur nods and begins giving chase. He catches up with him at the door of the Forgotten Passage. Olvar begins sprinting as fast as he can with Andur right behind him. He sees the broken bridge and runs as quickly as he can, leaping over the deep cavern. He grabs onto the edge, lifting himself up. Andur stops on his side of the bridge, knowing he can't make the jump. They stand to face each other, not speaking for a moment.
I trusted you.
And I believed in you.
Olvar runs down the passage into the boat, rowing away. Andur walks back into the hallway where he's met by a crowd of guards together with his father Eldon.
What have you done?